Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely, awesome Sunday. It is, excuse me, I have like a cough and a hiccups thing at the same time. So yes, it is such a lovely day. There's some clouds out there, but it's nice. It's still nice and blue. So thank you guys for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. Like I said, hopefully you guys are staying hopeful. Hopefully you guys are staying hopeful. So much hopeful. But yes, I absolutely am having a great day, a great Sunday, and I'm excited to put on some Lucy for myself, take a look, and just enjoy myself, and hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves too, and we can talk about Lucy and so forth, and the show, and maybe talk about the videos that I put up recently. So there's a few fact or fiction ones. Hey Eric, what's up? Forefront Games, interesting name. And yeah, so we had a couple episodes on Viv and Bill Frawley. We had one focusing on their feud and another one focusing on especially Vivian and her weight contract, if you can even call it that. So yeah, kind of cool and pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you're joining me. And I have up an episode, so if you guys have access to Lucy, you can put one on, you can follow along and see what I'm watching. So I'm going to be watching, or I am watching, the Italian episode with the grapes. The ones where she gets all graped up and all messed up and everything. Ariana, Alec, how are you? Anthony, Jeff, Eben, Alondris. So many people on here. And of course, those who are not on here, hopefully you'll get on here soon. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. But anyway, there are also people on here that are not chatting, and thank you so much for coming on. So let's take a look at what episode I'm looking at. I kind of skipped the homesick one because I don't like that one too much. Lucy's Italian movie. So this is an April 16th, 1956 release. Episode 150, filmed on a Thursday as usual, March 8th, 1956. In the evening, of course, usually 7:30 to 8 o'clock were their tape times. Rating share, 47.1. out of 63. Supporting cast, Mr. Vittorio Filippi, played by Franco Corsaro, and I do have him in a blooper in one of my videos. Bellboy, Saverio Lo Medico, very Italian. Woman in the Vat, Teresa Tirelli, and she was super Italian, didn't even speak English, basically. Vineyard Boss, Ernesto Molinari, and Grape Picker, Rosa Barbato. So Italian, it's not even funny. So a little bit of a note here. I'm sure you guys, if you're big fans, you really know about this. Lucille Ball once commented that bouncing around in that grape vat was like stepping on eyeballs. The grapes were supplied by the Grape Growers Association of California. Interesting. They sent so many that the crew took them home on Thursday night after the filming so they wouldn't go bad over the weekend. Oh my gosh. Sounds like the bread episode where they cut the big huge loaf of bread and gave it to the audience. It's kind of a funny thing. So yeah, anyway. You just watched that one, Alex? That's funny. Yeah, they're squished in the train right now. It's pretty funny. Of course, Fred was trying to save some money and do that. Yeah, Alec, good point. So this is the same hotel room that they use for Lucy Meets the Queen. So the same one in Britain that they use for Italy. Isn't that kind of weird? And yeah, well, it's not weird. I guess they're in the same company type hotel. Like, let's say the Marriott, and their rooms look the same. Maybe that's a possibility. Now look at what shirt I have. I kind of have to pull it up. Oh, may have to stand up. There we go. Keep calm and watch I Love Lucy. Look at that. So one of you awesome people said that to me. I have so many Lucy shirts now. I have so many mugs. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff. So I'm trying to find places to put everything, which is awesome. Thank you so much for that loveliness. Oh, and of course Fred is standing up now because he was punished for getting them ridiculous accommodations on that train. Kind of dinky accommodations. That's Fred for you. Now he's laying on the side like that. So what'd you guys think about the fact or fiction videos? Like I said, there's I have 3 now. Oh yes, I forgot the one about little Ricky and how many actors they use. If you haven't seen any of those, I highly recommend it. I think it's an interesting change to find out some facts and and look at some pretty cool photos and just learn this stuff. Because some people, there's so many rumors going around on this show that, you know, it's a thing. So if you've never participated in the chat, I highly recommend it. You literally go down there and you type something in there and you say hello, and you can ask a question, you can ask something about me, you can talk about an episode. We're looking at the Italian episode here, which is awesome, with Vittorio Filippi. And Lucy thinks he's a masher, so I think that's kind of funny, because later on she was mashing grapes. Oh man, Lucy. She thought he was a creepy dude, because he was just like looking at her, and it was a little strange for sure. But he was just looking at her, hoping that she would do a picture. You know, maybe she would do something like that. I've been really looking a lot at this book lately. I have all my little cheat sheets and crib sheets and stuff like that. It's been really useful, the first half of the book. I would even say the last half is basically summarizing every episode and giving facts about it. Is it half and half? Yeah, pretty much. A giant portion of the book. So yeah, look at this. So this half is all the episodes pretty much broken down. And this is like story, and not story, but like facts and talking about things that happen in the episode. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting how much Bart Andrews put into this. I like that. And I don't know. I heard a lot of people say, "Hey, Mary Lou and Arthur and Star's Wake." I really like that Lucille Ball, she kind of signed off on this book. She kind of said that he did a great job. So to me that adds credence about some of the stories in here, because obviously if she knew this book and she was like, it's good, then I mean, you kind of have to trust that. You have to trust the primary sources, who are Lucy, Ricky, Desi, and Viv, and of course people like Bill Asher, who was one of the directors, Will Asher, as well as Mark Daniels. I mean, all those people who are there. And then from there, you go from there. Oh, so there's a question. I love your questions. Arthur asks, was there really going to be a Mertz spinoff? And Vivian said no. So that's a great question. I definitely have plans to make kind of a full episode or a full video on it, kind of highlighting that. The short answer is yes, absolutely. We can go into the details in a future video, but awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Stars Awake, they were great videos. Well, thank you. You did a lot of research. Well, I try. That's part of my thing. I'm kind of addicted to this whole research thing. And I don't know. I try to make sure that I do as much research and justice to the subject as I can, of course. Alec says, I did not know that Vivian was so conscious about her weight. Oh, absolutely. Well, was so conscious. Well, yeah, she was trying to diet and she was trying to lose weight, but you know, it's not the easiest thing to lose weight and gain weight and so forth, especially if you're higher up in age. Like if you're in 20s and below, it's easier to manage your weight, but after you get into your 30s, 40s, and up, it's a lot harder. It doesn't mean it's impossible, it's just more difficult. And think about the stresses of the show. She also disliked being called Ethel on the street, because people would be like, Ethel, and she hated it because she somehow, it's kind of weird. I want to do an episode on her, you know, mental struggles and issues with her character Ethel, because she somehow associated it with her as a person in some way. Like there was a molding, and her psychologist had to like break that. Had to tell her like, hey, you know, you're Vivian and Ethel's someone you're playing. Like if Ethel's frumpy, like doesn't mean Vivian is, but she was like, well then Vivian is frumpy too. And so it was difficult for her, and so she hated when people called her Ethel, but then later she worked on it, she embraced it. But yeah, that's kind of a interesting little synopsis there, or interesting little summary there. Eddie Lucas, Bart did a great job. He was a great guy. Did you meet him or did you know about him? I know nothing about the writer, Bart Andrews. So I might have to do a little bit of research on who he was and why, you know, why his interest in Lucy so much. But yeah, that was great. Charles, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you pop in. Alec J. You watched an interview where she would carry her name and address around with her, Vivian Vance. So if she lost her mind, someone can help her write. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Like, I always try to keep this channel positive and lightly and stuff, and I think we forget that a lot of these shows are this hyper comedic, hyper positive type shows like I Love Lucy and Gilligan's Island, but these are real people with real struggles, and if we get into struggles, we'll get into some kind of maybe depressive stuff eventually. And I kind of want to walk that fine line while telling you the truth and discussing these things, but also keeping it lively and chipper. And so definitely, it's kind of a sad thing, but yeah. Anyway, I think they all understood how much they were appreciated, though, for sure. Oh, no problem. It's great to have my work looked at and appreciated by people who are fans. Like, obviously, you guys aren't just random people who don't know about Lucy. You know tons of Lucy stuff. So to be appreciated by fans of the show is awesome. Like, I think that makes it so much better. Yeah, Charles, that's a great point. Television was seen as beneath everything else because it's like everyone wants to go to the movies and TV was like a new thing. So I would liken it, to be honest with you, to like YouTube. Like, I've even been asked, like, YouTube? Why are you on YouTube? Like, that's a waste of time, you know? Like, if I'd say I'm on television, I was like, oh, television, or oh, you're in the movies, right? Or even on radio. But it's like you're on YouTube. It's like, oh, what's that? I don't understand that. How you kidding? You know, and it's kind of got a negative connotation. That was TV back then. Like, TV was like, oh, you're on TV. But she was like, it's a paying job, and I'm going to do it. And I think it was smart of her. So... yeah, so she was an artist for sure. Randy, I was looking at a couple of videos and I saw her sister's, Vivian's sister's video pop up. I didn't watch it, but yeah, that might be something I want to see just to get a little bit more into her. I think she was the most troubled in the sense of like battling with things, but then again, Lucy as well with her marriage and Desi with his marriage as well. And I mean, Bill Frawley, I guess, was mostly issue free in the sense of big things. He was more like just every day. He was single. He was pretty much single. He was once married, but he was single most of his life. And he lived in the not Knickerbocker. He lived in a hotel next to Larry Fine, a stooge. It's kind of funny. They were kind of buddies. Cynthia's here. I do know who Natalie Wood is. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Natalie Wood, of course. Another sad story, right? Another sad, yeah, story. I don't want to get into that, but yes. Hello, Cassandra. Ooh, I have a little bit of a voice spike there. What was that about? It's just for your entertainment, of course. Yeah, right. Cassandra, thanks again. I don't know if you saw my message, but for your lovely gift, a few gifts that you sent me. That is awesome, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you. So awesome. And yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit before I do an unboxing on it. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So Arthur says, what do you guys think? Do you agree with them? Lucy is better than 99% of anything on TV now. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Uh-oh, Lucy is planning to go to the Grape Vat. Oh, man. Or what do they call it? The Great Vineyard, you know, to do all the stomping and stuff. Mars is here. Hello. Casey as well. You can't stay this week. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Stars Wake. I don't watch TV anymore. Like, I literally watch Netflix. I'm not sponsored. People think that I'm sponsored. I'm like, no, I wish. Hello, people that I like in Netflix. I would accept the sponsorship. Yeah, I watch DVDs, Netflix, and YouTube. Those are my three mediums. That's it. That's all I watch. Absolutely. So Arthur, I saw William Frawley had this blink, and oh, he appeared on the Lucy show as a farmer. Yep, there was a scene, I would say a cameo, right, where he appears on the show. Absolutely. Ashanela, is that your name? Ashanela. It's hard because if it's not separated, I don't know if it's like Ash on Ayla or is it Ashanela. I always like having fun with names of of YouTube names, because, you know, they're so unique. So that is awesome. Anthony, a little bit of trivia. Anthony's asking, does anyone know Ethel's real full name? Great question. And you might, that's a loaded question, Anthony, because there might be a few answers on that. A few choices. There's not one answer. Charles Moran. Oh, let me tell this one Natalie Wood story. There we go. If you want to read the Natalie Wood story, there it is. Charles is going to tell us what it is. Yep, YouTube. You guys are more YouTubers than anything, YouTube watchers. And so that's the thing. Like, that's why I appreciate that you guys support me and support people like myself who work, you know, behind the scenes to make videos, because we are your new TV. Like, that's what it is. We put content out there that you want to see, hopefully. We try to put the best content out there. And I think the main thing, to be honest, it's not all about money, but the idea is that it's free to you guys. Like, it's absolutely free. Yes, there are little commercial advertisings, but anyone with an internet connection, boom, can watch something. You know, everything now is paid. Netflix, Amazon, I mean, what else? Anything. Like cable. Cable is super expensive. You basically have to pay for everything. There's nothing in life that you don't pay for. And the fact of YouTube, you guys not paying anything, me as well, like I watch YouTubers as well, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. And it's interesting to me, going back to the episode here, how there's a lot of feet shown. And I always thought that feet were kind of censored, quote unquote. But there's some close-ups of feet. However, I don't know how much of it is in syndication. So that's, those are my thoughts on that. I don't know. Sometimes feet aren't shown. I don't know if it was like a modesty thing back in the 50s. But yeah. Hands. There's always hand close-ups. But it seems like when people are barefoot, they never zoom in. And of course, the lady's like, yep, get in the vat. Get in the vat, Lucy. Ethel Roberta Mertz. Ethel Louise Mertz. Ethel May Potter, we never forgot her. So Michelle asks, have you read the book Laughs, Luck, and Lucy? I have not. Who's that written by? What's the book written by? Jess Oppenheimer. That's a great book too, I've heard. I gotta look at that one, or I gotta look for that one, because he was brains of the show. And so he was a head writer, heart and soul. I mean, without him, there was no I Love Lucy. It's easy. It's as easy as that. Yep, Alex. See, they don't show the feet in syndication. Told you. There's this issue with feet, and I noticed at first with Gilligan's Island where almost they're never barefoot, and there's some scenes where specifically you have to look because like Skipper gets his feet stuck in like the mud, and it looks like they're literally trying their hardest not to show feet. Like, I don't know if it's an actor thing, you know, like, I don't know. It was just, you know, when they purposefully try not to do something, or they're purposefully avoiding doing something. There's a YouTuber that I watch that has a 2-year-old daughter, and he purposefully obstructs her face. He doesn't block it, but he always makes her look away, or like you can never see her face. So you see like a little blonde-headed girl, and you never see her face. And it's like, he's purposefully doing that, and he said that, yeah, because he didn't want to expose her to like the world and so forth. So yeah, I don't know, kind of an interesting thing. Arthur, that's a funny comment. I love it. Well, I appreciate that, Mars. Thank you. You learn a lot from me. Well, I learn a lot from you guys, believe me. That's why I encourage comments. It does help out the channel, because more comments, more people see the video. But you have to remember that I also learn from you guys, and you guys sometimes put books out there, or maybe some thoughts and ideas that all go crazy in research, and then, you know, it's a community. It's great. So it's not just from me to you, it's from you to me, believe me. Oh yes, Laugh, Luck, and Lucy was written by Jess Oppenheimer's son. Very good. Yes, Greg Oppenheimer. I have heard of him. I have reached out to him. I haven't gotten a response back. I don't know if you guys tuned into my interview with Dr. Paul Lisnick, which was awesome. He reached out to me. If you want me to go into that interview a little bit, I'd be more than happy to. It was amazing and awesome. He's a great guy, very supportive of the channel, very supportive of what I do, and he knows Greg Oppenheimer. And I tried to connect, no response. I'm sure he's a busy guy, but yeah. Oh, wish list for book purchases. I'm playing with the rubber band right now, in case you don't know. Yeah. Do you know the one I Love Lucy episode where Vivian Vance as Ethel did not appear at all? She was away visiting her mother, supposedly. Oh, that's a good question, Scott. It was earlier on in the show. I would have a brain fart, and probably one of you will come up with it. I can't think of it now. Jeez. It's not the Adagio. It's one of those older ones. I would even have to look at a couple episodes names and then name it. I'm sorry, I can't come up with it at the top of my head. See, I don't know everything. Surprise! No, yeah, of course. I'm learning all the time, for sure. Interesting point, Stars Wake. I appreciate that. Interesting. Oh, Eddie. Madeline Pugh Davis wrote a book with Bob Carroll called Laughing with Lucy, My Life with America's Leading Lady of Comedy. See, I've said this before, but I was educated in the background of education, and we always, they would always force upon us the idea of primary sources being number one. And so, of course, this is not a primary source. Bart Andrews, right? He wasn't like on the show or anything. However, he does use a lot of quotes and a lot of information from first or primary sources, so that's why I would prioritize books by Jess Oppenheimer, by Desi Arnaz, by Madeline Pugh Davis, and so forth, because they were there. And so people writing about them, not as much. So I think those are the golden things that we should look at, the golden resources. Oh, and they are fighting in that great bat. That is awesome. And of course, if you guys didn't know, that was not scripted. The fight at the end, it wasn't supposed to end like that. But they left it in because it was just absolutely crazy and funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, you enjoyed that interview? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll see what that brings, because we're kind of bringing our audiences together, and he has a great big audience. Like, if you guys are in Chicago, I know some of you are like from the East, and he's pretty much a big, well-known person in Chicago. I didn't know him from here because he's obviously not from here. But he is pretty awesome. He's a news anchor, and I think he's like a political analyst. He does all this stuff, and he interviews lots of cool movie and TV people. So yeah, kind of interesting. Yes, everyone else has spinners. I have a rubber band. Let me show you if I can do this. Did you see that? I don't know how clear that was. That's my fidget spinner right there. Do you guys even know it's fidget spinner? I'm sure most of you know. It's this little thing that, look, kids are playing with now. They put it between their fingers and they spin it. They go like that. Lucy does a TV commercial. That's a good. I could double check that, because the thing is, I have the episodes here and it lists everyone in the episode. However, it probably won't list the main four. So it was funny because I remember at the end of the Lucy does a TV commercial, you hear Lucy go, "Hi, Fred. Hi, Ethel," when she's like drunk and waving to the camera. So she does say hi to them at the end, which is interesting to me. Where is Be a Pal? Breaking the Lease, Fakes Illness, Drafted. Where are you? Let me see. Kleptomaniac. Okay. Let me see. Herb Hoover, the Vitamina Benjamin bottles. Yeah, great. Good job. Vivian Vance did not appear in this episode. Ricky gestures off stage before his musical number to Mr. Hatch. Wilbur Hatch was the conductor of the actual orchestra. Yes, that was interesting, because I noticed that he would say Mr. Hatch, and I was like, Mr. Hatch is not a common name. It's not like Mr. Smith. And so at the end, I would always see Wilbur Hatch, and I was like, oh, interesting. Very cool. What am I listening in my earbits? I'm listening to me. I'm listening to my sound levels, so that I should be listening to Lucy, but I'm not. I'm listening to my sound levels so that I'm not too loud. So yeah, I don't need them, but the thing is, in case I'm too loud, I don't need them. I can just do this, but I feel like a security in putting them on and being able to hear myself and knowing. So I don't know. It's just a habit thing. people do that, like Captain Sparkles and other YouTubers and so forth. You were so scared for Lucy and the Bat. Why? Do you think she would get destroyed or or wrestled to the ground? How did they stop that from getting too scary, that scene? Well, they actually had to go in and stop it. But they went as far as they could with the filming because they thought it was just gold. It was just one of those moments where it's like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And then at some point they just had to stop it. But it was ridiculous. And there's a photo of Lucy after that. I don't know if I can find it or if it's even in here, where she is like exhausted. You could type it up. You could go and look for Lucy in the Grape vat, and she gets out and she just looks like she's winded, like she literally lost her breath. She's like like she's super tired, and that's because she was being really wrestled by that woman. She didn't know any English, and so it was really hard to tell her kind of what to do, and she interpreted that she had to just wrestle with Lucy. It's kind of funny. Tenacious Viking, you have a star glow about you in that interview. What does that mean? How could I have a star glow? It was just my voice. What does that mean, Tenacious? Tell me. Tenacious and I know each other fairly well, so we joke around a lot. Oh man, Michelle, you have given me a difficult task. My absolutely favorite I Love Lucy episode, I'm sure as I watch more, like, and I continue, it's going to shift to other episodes, but I've always loved Home Movies and Bonus Bucks. Those two episodes I think are amazing. I think they're fun all the way through. Like, some episodes, I think there's, like, exposition and it builds to, like, a funny scene. Like, Visitor from Italy, it builds to the pizza at the end where she's flinging the pizza. But, like, literally Bonus Bucks starts from the beginning, a chase. And then Home Movies starts from the beginning, watching the movies all the way to the end. It just never stops, and that's what I love about it. A Regal Beagle asks, have you ever read Love, Lucy, the book by... Oh, I have to go up. Losing my place here. Read the Love, Lucy, the book by Lucille Ball. I haven't read it. Is it really written by her? Good question. I don't know. I'm going to have to do more research into that. That is very, very cool. Tenacious, you visited a winery on Friday that is an actual grape stomp contest. Reminds me of a classic episode. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Sorry about that. I appreciate it. It's kind of an emergency. I have a little doggy, and I had to make sure he was okay. All right, thank you. Thank you about that. I'm good. Everything's good. Life is good. Playing with my rubber band. Okay. Let's see. I was a little worried about her in the vat. At one point, it's like she was... Oh, yeah. She said her head was being pushed down. It was amazingly crazy. Maybe it's just the lighting. How old was Lucille Ball when the film was series? Very good question. Do you guys know? She was actually, I believe, 41. She was at least 40, or turning 41, somewhere in there. But yeah, people are amazed to find that out when they do find that out. Yeah. You guys thought she would drown. Hey, Linda, how are you? I absolutely can sign whatever you want me to sign, Anthony. If you ship it to me, I will sign it. I will sign it. You need to do season 3 faves. I do need to do. I have the episodes picked out, and yeah, I'm gonna be able to do that. I don't know when, so we'll see, because I have a method to my madness. So yes. What kind of dog? Greyhound? So you know the Greyhound. Now here's a question: if you guys are big, any big Disney fans out there, Pluto, isn't he a Greyhound? Now the only reason I don't think he's a Greyhound is because he has floppy ears going down, and Greyhounds don't have that. But Pluto has that thing where his tongue hangs out of his mouth, and Greyhounds do that like exclusively. Like, he's just laying there, and then his tongue is like... Like, they have an issue with their mouth, or their tongue kind of hangs out and they don't have control over it. It's kind of funny. It's adorable. They don't bark. They're great. But when I hear him, then I know something's up. So anyway. Yeah, Lucy was young, definitely. And well, she looked young as too. Like, that's another thing. So, Stars Wake, if you ever want to see, that's why I tell people, if they ever want to, he's a big dog. He's like 80 something pounds. And so, big dog for a greyhound, because they're thin. And so, if he's 80 pounds, he's pretty big. They have like no hair on them. They're very thin and so forth. Go to my Instagram. Links are in the description. That has other stuff of my life. And so, be sure to follow me on that. Instagram, and then you'll see my dog's on there. If you scroll far enough, you see what I do every day. I take pictures of what I'm eating sometimes. It's just a thing. So yeah. Well, Kara, I've had him for a while. I've had him for about 3 years now. So he's a 4.5-year-old-ish. 4.5-year-old. All right, Tenacious, have fun and enjoy yourself. Tenacious, how am I going to forget you? I can't forget you. We are going to do another collaboration in the future, so don't worry. How is his tongue? His tongue's like this. It's sticking out of his mouth. Yes, that's his tongue. But he has a long tongue, so he's a little bit more gifted than I am. So his tongue hangs down like right here. And then it dry. Okay, here's the funny thing. We're not talking about Lucy, but it hangs out and have hardwood floors. And he just lays there because they sleep all day. And then his tongue like gets stuck. It dries up and it gets stuck to the floor. It's like he's trying to pull it out. And yeah, okay. It's hilarious. Oh, you think Pluto's a bloodhound? That would make more sense. I'm just thinking because of the ears. That's the only thing that's not accurate. That's why I wasn't sure if he was a greyhound or not. But yeah, he's a hound, I would say. But I don't know what. Because there's like bloodhound. There's greyhounds. There are hounds and all this stuff. Like on The Simpsons, release the hound, Smithers. William Frawley and or Vivian Vance are not in 7 episodes, all in first season. Both are not in 3. Yeah, they were trying things out, and I think, although they were not weak episodes, because Lucy does the TV commercial is hilarious, I do like when they're all there. Like, that's just me. Oh, I gotcha, Stars. Wait, gotcha. Well, at least you're on Facebook, which is good. I appreciate that, because that's my #1 like news outlet, and like putting things out there for information on YouTube and stuff. So it's good as long as you're on Facebook. That would be good. Oh, Bradness, you are awesome. You sound like me with my research. Wikipedia says about Pluto. He is a yellow-orange color, medium-sized, short-haired dog with black ears. No, and what breed? I want to know what breed. I'm addicted to that now. But I do know that The Simpsons, if you guys watch The Simpsons, Santa's Little Helper, that is a greyhound because they found him at a track, Santa's Little Helper. And so, yeah, greyhounds are amazing. No breed is mentioned. Maybe next time. Well, he might be he could be a fake mix just for like the cartoon. They're mixing a lot of like features of a dog and just make a Pluto dog. You know what I mean? That could be a possibility. Goofy, yes. Goofy's a dog, right? Yeah. Anyway. You were sad to see that Universal Studios took away the I Love Lucy memorabilia room. Such great stuff in there, including the living room set. Let me tell you something, Michelle, and everyone else who's interested in that. I, as a kid, went there a lot. Okay, I was a big Universal Studios fan. My family would take me. Then when I got older, I would go myself with friends and stuff. And let me tell you, I'm kind of ashamed to say, but this is the truth. I like to share the truth with you guys. When I was younger, I was like in high school. You know how high school is. You try to be cool and everything. But I would always look out of the corner of my eye to the Lucy tribute when we were going to all these other rides and stuff. But I wanted to go in there, and I did once in a while, like with my family. And I was always like the only one there. There were not a lot of people there. Like one time or twice maybe it was filled. But most of the time, especially before they took it out, like the last year, no one would go in there. And like, it was cool to see those things, but I was so excited to go on the rides. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was cool, but now I think I would be so much more interested to go and really take my time and look at it. And I'm even wondering where all that stuff is. So I don't know. I wish I would have given it more time or recorded it or something. But yeah, I would frequent that a lot. And now they took it out. So, yeah, unfortunately. Simpsons and Family Guy. I'm more of a Simpsons guy. Oh, and Futurama. Oh, I love that show. Yeah. What's Goofy? He can't be a dog because Pluto's a dog. What's Goofy? Yeah, in the episode where Little Ricky gets a dog, what kind of breed of dog was that? That's a good question. I don't really know. He was too small. When dogs are puppies, they look really different than usually, you know, because they're kind of like a little ball, and so when they stretch out and they get to their normal size. So I don't know. That's a great question. I'm pretty sure Lucy loved animals, right? Yeah, Arthur, you don't know what you have. And also I say my age, too. Like, if I would have been my age now and have gone, I would have seen it differently than when I was, like, a 12. Because I went in there when I was 8, probably 12. And then, like, in my high school years of, like, 15, 16, where I was too cool for it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, only certain people like Lucy, and I shouldn't like it. It was, like, a closeted Lucy thing. And so I was like, you know, it's unfortunate. Oh, it's a terrier. Interesting. Oh, you're watching the Vacation for Marriage episode? Well, Fred just had an egg got pooped on him. Fred just got an egg pooped on him when they were eating out in the barn with the guy. Now, that guy who plays the Italian guy who gives them all the food, he was the same guy who was in Lucy Tells the Truth, who throws the knives. Kind of interesting little fact there. I don't know if you guys noticed that. And stuff like that is funny. I don't look that up. I visually see these people, and I'm like, yeah, it's the same guy. And so my brain works that way. I'm very visually, like, I connect things like that. Let me just tell you a little bit about this episode. This is the bicycle trip. And it's a pretty good episode. I actually like it. It's pretty funny where they cross the border. That's my favorite part. So, the bicycle trip. It is an April 23rd, 1956 release. Episode 151, filmed on Thursday, March 22nd. Hold on. Yeah, okay. March 22nd, rating shared, not available. Interesting. Supporting cast, Mario Siletti, the farmer, French guard Francis Ravel, Italian guards Felix Romano, and Henry Darboglia. The bicycles, this is cool, I did not know that, were courtesy of Schwinn bicycles. You know, some of the best bicycles out there, like the Ferrari of bicycles. Jerry Miggins, the I Love Lucy prop man, recalls that they used honey as goat nip for the scene where Lucy is awakened by a goat at the barn. Really? That is interesting. I've never heard of that. That is awesome. Pretty cool fact there. I have to put that in an episode. Because, I mean, not a lot of you are on the live stream compared to how many watch my videos. Like, thousands watch those. Only a handful watch here. And so, I'm comfortable sharing that with you guys. And then, you know, of course, making a video out of it. So, kind of cool. You know, Rusi Coco, is that correct? I apologize if that's incorrect. Do you remember your first I Love Lucy episode? No, I was really young. I can tell you some that stayed in my mind. I remember Bonus Bucks with the starch, when she's all starching that dress. I remember, that's the one I remember mostly. I remember the Vitamin Avenger. I remember the chocolate one a lot. That's about it. But after that, I can't tell you what my first one is because I saw it so young, or my memory isn't even that vivid, so it's kind of funny. Andy, nice to see you. Fred may have been a terrier mix. That sounds funny. It sounds like you're talking about William Frawley. But of course, Fred was the dog's name, right? Yes, Kara, we have to find out. We have to find out and connect these Lucy people. I gotta do that. Find out where all these Universal things ended up. Some people said it went to the Jamestown Museum, which makes sense. But I think that museum had things already, and so I don't know. It's kind of a shame that they took it that way. They took it farther from me instead of closer to me. So, you know, a lot of people like this bike episode. My issue with it, okay, let's not say issue. The reason why it's not on my top list, let me tell you why. I think there's some funny aspects in the beginning, but the episode takes a long time to get into the real meat of the funny part of the episode. So there's some funny moments where Fred has the egg on him, where Lucy swims the Mediterranean. I don't think that's that much funny. And then when they pedal, right now they're at the farm, at the barn, she's milking the cow. That's kind of funny. But then when it gets to, I think the funniest part is the whole bicycles trying to cross the border type thing, and that's funny. But I feel it took so long. It's like the last, what, 10 minutes of the episode. And so, yeah, you know what I mean? So, for me, I like a boom, 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 hit me, hit me, hit me with the comedy all throughout. And those are my favorites, necessarily. Like the Lucy Does a TV commercial, I think it's funny because it's funny throughout as well. And so, yeah, that's my criteria. You're obsessed watching that scene, Lucy in the Bastille, French to German, German to Spanish. I found one where they show the whole thing uncut. Yeah, you can see it on the DVD. Those are the uncut versions. Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I like that one too. Again, beginning to end, pretty much action. She gets swindled, right, by the guy at the American Express office. She buys the painting. Like, there's a lot going on. You know what I mean? So I love that. Used to ride a Schwinn. Wow, you're fancy with the Schwinn. Alec, you like the different stunts she tries to get across the border. Yeah, where she goes across and then she has the number plate on her. Remember, like, she's pretending like she's part of the whole bike gang, or not bike gang, but like it's I guess it's like mimicking like a Tour de France type thing. That's pretty funny. Think about this, in front of a live studio audience, to have a cow there and have Lucy shooting the milk like on the other side of the set. That is crazy. They have a donkey now in the beginning when they cross the border. That's kind of funny. They had a lot of animals in the European thing. Now they've finally gotten to the border. Now Ricky, the shoes that he's wearing is hilarious because they are not pedaling shoes. They're like I'm not gonna say luxury shoes, but like suit shoes. Although he's wearing like comfy clothes, he's wearing like suit shoes. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he quickly had to come in the scene. You know what I mean? They did that. Like, they said that sometimes they were so busy in the later seasons that there's like less of Ricky in certain episodes because he was so busy running the studio that he would film his scenes, and instead of staying there, he would leave, go do some business, and quickly come back. Like, he would go for 10 minutes and come back. Like, it was nuts. Especially in season 6, there's a lot of that. So, did you guys know that? It's an interesting fact. So, Arthur says his first episode was when Lucy got locked in the trunk. Yes, with the little doctor outside. Dr. Peterson, was it? That scene with her and the doctor, yes, are doing that song. Yes, and that's hilarious. And he kind of slips at the end when Ricky goes, "What's happening here?" It's hilarious. Oh, Hulu shows it as well, Uncut I Love Lucy. However, Hulu shows certain episodes, right? Because they had licensed only certain ones. And you see the guard here, which is kind of funny, and Lucy trying to cross the board, and the guard kind of smirking. I don't know if that's just like him acting, or it's him like reacting to the dialogue. I don't know, but it's kind of funny. And of course, Lucy has the passport in the wrong place, so it's kind of funny. I can tell you right now, she is, no, you cannot go across without the passport, he says. With my horrible Italian accent. I'm part Italian, so it's kind of funny. I'm sorry, you cannot pass. Oh, honey, I want to pass. And of course, Ricky pedals all the way back, and then he sends Ethel all the way back, and they still can't find what they need. It's a ridiculous episode. It's pretty funny if you think about it. Yeah, if you guys synchronize it, I can always tell you when I start and so forth, and we can watch it along. Maybe we can do that for next time. For next time, I think I'm going to stop probably with this episode, guys and gals. I'm going to go eat, but let me see. So the next couple episodes, I just want to get it right. I could probably guess it, but I want to, I want to be accurate with this stuff. So the bicycle trip, yeah, the Monte Carlo is next, and then we have Return Home from Europe. Then we're done with season 5 and on to 6, where little Ricky is a larger boy now. And let me see. The Monte Carlo episode, if you guys want to cue that up for next time, and Return Home from Europe, we could definitely do that and enjoy ourselves watching some pretty cool stuff. So, Andy, you have the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray, but you also have seasons 1 through 9 on regular DVD. Oh, cool. Yeah, the Blu-ray, I'm assuming, is very sharp, right, compared to the DVD versions. Is that true? I heard that, but I wasn't sure how accurate that was. I mean, I'm also wondering how sharp can it get, because the DVD is pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's not crystal clear, but it's the closest thing I've seen to it. However, Blu-ray, I'm sure it's more. But the Blu-ray, you get the black bars on the top, right? And that could be... That I usually don't like myself. Oh, mira que tiene cosa, que tiene el pasaporte allá. Ricky with his Spanish. See, guys and gals, the cheese one I love. It starts out in the beginning. Lucy is trying to take the cheese back, and she's coming up with a plan with Ethel. She gets on the plane, the whole plane trip. She's trying to hide the baby, then the cheese, and then she eats the cheese. You know what I mean? It's a continuous thing. I love those episodes the most. I love episodes when there's a prop, like in Bonus Bucks, they definitely use the dollar bill that they're ripping up. Or if you think about, let's see, the other episode I love, Home Movies, they have that projector, and that projector is basically the main prop that they're using. Rosie Coco, my first episode was hundreds years ago, in my first night on US soil when I did not speak English. That's really cool. The episode was Vitamin of Vengeance, so it was love at first sight. That is awesome. That is so great. Oh, you don't get the black bars because you probably have a widescreen TV. I do too, so I don't think it should be an issue though. Oh, well, that makes sense because it was filmed in standard. It wasn't filmed in widescreen, so I don't know. I don't know how that works. But it's definitely interesting. What is wrong with me? I'm slouching. I'm slouching. That bit between her and the other lady on the plane, later to be Betty Ramsey. Yes, Evelyn Bigsby was the character, and her name, which I should know, I'll tell you right now, is... There we go, Mary Jane Croft. I should have known that. Yes. And then Frank Nelson is in there as well, who plays the husband of Mary Jane Croft, where she plays Betty Ramsey. So she is Mrs. Ramsey. He's Mr. Ramsey. Kind of funny there. That's great. I love it. Oh, and now Lucy's trying to convince the customs officer that she can cross, or that she should be able to cross. In case you guys came late to my live stream, I want to show you my shirt. I'm connected. Keep calm and watch I Love Lucy. Look at that. Isn't that cool? One of you awesome viewers sent that to me. And people were asking still, so in case you want to know, my address is down below. There have been people who've sent letters, if you've seen in my unboxing. People maybe send a photo, like literally they print out a photo and they can send it out. Like, I don't know, so many cool things that we can do to connect, and I appreciate that. And it's my way of like putting an unboxing on there so you guys can see what memorabilia is out there, and so that's kind of cool. Rick, what's the name of the other character that Mary Jane Croft played in an earlier season? Great question. Oh yeah, isn't it a great shirt? I don't know if red goes good on me, goes well on me, but yeah, it looks good. I like the keep calm and chive on thing for sure. So yeah, I'm struggling to think what other episode she was in. Oh yeah, of course she played Cynthia Harcourt, right, in the Lucy's Envious, the one where she goes to the roof of the Empire State Building and so forth. Is that one it? Wait, no, that's not it. Is it? Yeah, it is. I'm having to break. Yes, because yes. Okay, see, episodes like that. Let me tell you, I call those the Frankenstein episodes, and the reason is, I feel the story is so disjointed sometimes, and they're joined by a little thread. It's like Frankenstein being pieced together. You have Cynthia Harcourt, Lucy being envious of money and all this stuff. You meet Cynthia, she's rich, and she pledges money. Then boom, Cynthia is kind of never heard from again, kind of. And then you have this whole thing where Lucy goes on the Empire State Building and the Martians, and it ends with the Martians. Doesn't end with Cynthia. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a very disparate type episode. So there's a few like that. It's just weird to me how they do that. The fact of the Frankenstein type episodes, as I call them. I am not the father of that cheese, as Ricky says. Oh, and there you go. That's a pretty interesting set. Oh, and you can see the end of the set there. That was pretty funny as they were pulling out. Oh, that is awesome. You can see the end of the set, like right in the corner of where the sky should be. So Arthur, am I confusing Lucy with another show? Did Lucy have one of those wrestling shows where like a dad takes his 2 kids a wrestling show and the wacky sitcom nonsense happens and the father ends up and wrestles? There's a lot of shows like that, to be honest with you. That is for sure not an I Love Lucy, I can tell you that. His dad takes the kids a wrestling show. It could be the Lucy show, but then Lucy really didn't have a husband that show. She was Lucy Carmichael, and she was divorced. And so I don't think, could be Here's Lucy, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. It's probably another show. It's my quick guess, but I could be wrong. You guys, of course, know this stuff like this. And so if you can chime in on that, that would be awesome. Uh-oh. And there, Lucy encounters the other customs officer. Uh-oh, she's in trouble. I don't understand. Ricky took the passport for safekeeping, and then now finally she doesn't have the passport again. She should have kept it with her. Oh man, guys, if you ever use your passport, you keep it with you. You're the one who needs to cross. So yes, ridiculous. Cynthia, no, in the Lucy show she was widowed. Oh, okay, I apologize. Like I said, I really don't watch that show or know much about it, so that was just my speculation. So okay, divorced, widowed. That should be widowed. Alright guys and gals, well thank you so much. The episodes are done. Hopefully if you missed any of this, don't forget that you can watch it on YouTube. It will be on there very, very quickly. Thank you so much for your love and support as always. Just to let you know, any information that you want, whether it's my address to send things, whether it is my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, it's all in the description below. So I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, 96% of people who watch my videos have not subscribed. I don't know why, because you obviously love it. And so if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. But if you're not, take a second. It's really quick. You just hit subscribe and you're done, and you hit the bell button, and that notifies you when I go live or when I post a video. So absolutely have a great week. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing and have a fantastic week. And don't forget, be hopeful.